Chapter 1 Traverse. You are listening at FameTV.info. Wandering in the long dimness for a long time, until the end is unknown, a white light flashed in front of me. The next second, the curled eyelashes of the person lying in bed trembled and slowly opened closed eyes. You blinked, making sure that she finally woke up. Her eyes moved, calmly and carefully looked at everything around her. On the bumpy ground and the cracked earthy wall, there was a picture of a pierced face pasted on it. Under the picture was a table with a lame leg. Next to the table was an old to darkened wardrobe. Other than that, there is nothing more in the room. There is only one word in the whole room. Broken. You sighed secretly in her heart, until she completely digested the facts before her. Then she said softly, "System, are you still there?" As soon as the voice fell, a voice that couldn't distinguish between male and female echoed in his head. "Host in, congratulations on your successful journey, welcome to the 70s. Really crossed. It turned out that this is really not a fantasy. She really encountered the matter of crossing after death, and she also got a system, the same as in the novel, but the facts are in front of her, and she cannot tolerate her disbelief, because she clearly remembers that she was hit and killed by a large truck that was out of control. The speed and quality of the large truck were not something she could bear. So her fate was to die on the spot. Her soul quickly drifted away from her body, and she watched in mid-air as a group of people called the police, calling 120 to 120. Then the doctor announced her death, covered her with a white cloth, and announced the end of her short life. Then, her soul suddenly became dizzy, as if something was quickly reading and sucking away her vitality, as if it would completely disappear in this world in the next second. Suyu knew that she was going to die, just as she accepted her fate that she would completely disappear in this world. Suddenly a white light flashed in front of her eyes. The next second, a cold voice sounded in her mind. "You are willing to accept the FameTV system and return to the 70s to complete the task. In exchange for another life." You didn't know what the voice in her mind was. She just instinctively grabbed the last straw because of the last sentence and panic of the rapid flow of vitality. She only had time to say, yes, and was completely plunged into darkness. Wake up again, it is now. She really passed through. Suyu's mind was still a mess at the moment, and first asked a key question. Who am I now? System. Host, your current body is also called Suyu. You are an educated youth from Hanja village. You have just arrived here for a few days. From then on, you will be her. You will live in this world instead of her. I will give you the life memory of the original owner." Immediately afterwards, Suyu felt a cold thing flow into her brain, and then memory fragments circled in her mind, allowing her to clearly see the life of the original owner. After reading these, she immediately understood everything about the original owner. The original Suyu is from the city of S. Both parents are workers. There are 5 people in the family and 3 children. Suyu is the second child. There is an older brother on the top and a younger brother on the bottom. My brother came, but Su's father and Su's mother were not willing to go to the countryside to endure hardship because of their serious patriarchal thinking, so they chose the original owner to come to the countryside. The original owner was deceived by the family. Therefore, the original owner was very depressed, and after going to the countryside, he couldn't stand the barrenness of the country and the hard work, feeling hopeless in life, and even disappointed in the world, so he ended his life. Suyu raised her arm and looked at it. Her arms were thin, but her skin was white and tender, but her white and tender arms and hands had a lot of scars, all of which were injured by labor. The system said at this time. The original owner voluntarily gave up her life, and her wish before death was to want another person to live for her, so we chose this body for you to enter. Listening to the system, Suyu understood why she was wearing this body, but it was a pity that she was the original owner. How could she give up her life so easily? Life is so precious. Even if it's harder, she shouldn't be so easy. Just give up, or there is always hope. After regretting the original owner for a while, Suyu stopped struggling, and turned to the next more important question. System, what task did I hear you say before I crossed? What is that? I came here to complete what task? System answer. Yes, the host, you have a mission here. Your mission is to use the FameTV system to save Han Igua, marry him, help him survive the bad luck of life, and live his life smoothly. FameTV system. Mary Su's eyebrows jumped, and she didn't expect that the task the system would ask her to do was to marry a man whom she had never met before, and also wanted to. Do you want to be so crazy? Although Suyu lived for 20.6 years in her previous life, she was a mother-to-child single dog. In 20.6 years, she never pulled herself out of the team of single dogs, let alone married, so now the system comes up. Asking her to marry, she is a bit unacceptable. Department, system, why should I marry this man? Why did you choose me? In fact, she is really curious about why the system chose her. She is quite ordinary, and she doesn't seem to be destined. The lucky one selected. Why did this system pick her? System. Because Han Igua is your destined lover, only you can save him. Ha! Suyu's heartbeat was shocked and missed several beats. The system is not as frightened as Suyu, and still explained without any waves. You and Han Igua are lovers for generations. Originally, you will be married in every life, but you don't want to go wrong. In a certain life, due to the influence of the traveler, your destiny has been inadvertently rewritten, even endangering your life. It would have been completely obliterated. It was Han Igua who paid the price of all his chi operation to save your life. Just to save you, you succeeded in surviving that life, but since then, he and you can't be together again, and his luck in every life is extremely bad luck, and miserable old age. In this life, his luck is even worse. There is not much left, they will die early, disappear completely in the way of heaven, and there will be no next life. What? Suyu opened her mouth blankly, unable to digest these words for a while. If she had heard these words before, she would definitely feel that the other party was making up a fantasy story, but at this moment she knew that the system didn't need to lie to her, the system said it was true. In other words, this Han Igua is her destined lover, but because of saving her, she has been haunted by bad luck since then, and her life is miserable, and this life will die young. The heart picked up unconsciously, and Suyu asked subconsciously. Then what should I do? Systematic road. Because Han Igua has been a soldier throughout his life, he has been upright, defending his family and the country, saving countless lives and guarding countless lives, which can be said to be infinite merit. His contribution to the Tao of heaven is enormous, and such a person should not end this way. Tian Dao has its own justice, and will not watch such a person with great merit disappear like this, so we chose you, sent you to save his destiny, and turn your two destinies back on the established track. So it's like this, Suyu murmured, such a good man gave up his luck in order to save her past life. He should love her past life very much, right? Although she has never been in love, it does not mean that she has no beautiful vision of love. She has always wanted to meet a beautiful love, want a man who can take a drink for her 3,000 week water, can hold her hand and grow old with her. It is precisely because of this kind of vision that she will treat love carefully, rather than wanting to meet her destiny. Now that she knew that such a person had sacrificed so much for her past life, how could she not be touched? She suddenly wanted to meet this man named Han Aiguo. At this moment, she suddenly lost the sense of rejection in her heart. If the system asked her to marry a stranger casually, and dig her heart out for the other person, she would indeed have resistance, even to survive, but after listening to the system's explanation, those resistances disappeared strangely. On the contrary, she was willing to help this man because he was such a good man to her, even though she was her past life. Suyu immediately asked. System, what should I do next, and how can I help him? Suyu's positivity made the system very gratified, and replied. Your next task is to find a way to contact Han Igua, let him like you, and marry you, so that you can help in the coming days. He passed bad luck again and again. Then is he in this place now? Does he know me? System. Han Igua has been suffering from bad luck since childhood. This time, he was seriously injured during the mission and his legs were broken. With the current level of medical technology, he cannot be cured at all. He must not be sent back by the troops without accidents. Otherwise, he will not be able to walk in his life. Su was shocked by these words. Igulu sat up from the bed, and hurriedly said, "How can this be done? No, it can't be like this. What should I do?" System. If you don't appear, Han Igwa's ending will be like this, but if you appear, the ending will be rewritten. Your task is to save him. So, after you approach him, I will help you cure Han Igwa together. Su finally breathed a sigh of relief after hearing the system say this. Even if Han Igwa had no connection with her, she didn't want such a good hero to end like this. In the end, the hero should have a happy ending. Therefore, her next task is also very meaningful. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.